Everyone loves to talk about the dream of owning a home. You know the picture, the backyard cookouts, no landlord telling you what to do, and the wealth of building equity over time. But here's the part that no one tells you about, especially real estate agents. And no, we are not all the same. There are hidden costs of owning a home that can sneak up on you and drain your wallet over time faster than you think. And if you're not ready, that dream home can turn into what were we thinking pretty quickly. Now listen, I'm not saying don't buy a home. I'm a realtor. I help people buy homes every day. If you're planning a move to Gainesville, Florida, or you already own a home, you deserve the real truth of what it actually costs. Most agents show you the shiny side of homeownership, you know, the granite countertops, the community pool, the great amenities, along with the brand new appliances and the redone bathroom and kitchen. But they rarely mention the bills that come after closing. I met a couple not long ago who had just moved to Gainesville. They told me the story about buying their first home, and it stuck with me. They said they knew about the mortgage, they knew about the down payment, but nobody explained the extra cost. They felt blindsided by things like taxes, rising insurance costs, HOA fees, maintenance, and repairs. And they weren't angry. They just wish somebody had better explained these costs up front. And that is why I am making this video. Because if you know what to expect, you can budget wisely, avoid nasty surprises, and actually enjoy your new home instead of stressing over it. The first hidden cost is property taxes. When most people think about buying a home, they think about the mortgage and they think about the insurance. And that's it. But property taxes, that bill keeps showing up every year. And here's the kicker that many buyers don't expect. The bill doesn't stay the same over time. If your home's value goes up or the county changes property taxes, your bill can go higher and higher. Here's the story. I was chatting with a family that moved to Gainesville a couple years ago. They bought a house, closed, they thought they were all set. They had their budget for their mortgage, their insurance, even their property taxes. They didn't anticipate any problems. What they didn't expect was that the property taxes were going to reassess at the end of each year. And that bill went up and it blew their budget. Their mortgage payment jumped a few $100s basically overnight. They told me that they thought they had planned pretty well, but they just didn't know that the property taxes were going to reassess each year. And it's not that they couldn't afford it, it's just that they didn't expect it. And if you are buying a new home, also known as new construction, the tax bill that you see on the settlement statement at that time is not going to be your tax bill next year. Your tax bills can be based off your purchase price, so make sure that they explain to you what that estimated tax bill is going to be next year, because it's going to be pretty large. Here in Alachua County, on a $300,000 home, you can expect your tax bill to be around $3,500 to $4,000 a year. That's about $300 per month if you break it down. So when you're planning your move to Gainesville, don't just look at the listing price. Always check the tax bill and ask when it was last assessed. Also, you'll want to know if it was assessed on owner occupancy or non-owner occupancy, and then prepare for it to change. Because no matter what, property taxes are one hidden cost that you cannot avoid. The second hidden cost of homeownership, and everybody loves this one, is the HOA fee, also known as a homeowner association fee, or if you're in a condo, the condo association fee. If you're buying a home in an association, you are going to have an association bill every year. Now, sometimes they'll allow you to pay monthly, quarterly, every 6 months, or annually. That will be up to the association. Now, what does this cover? Many times it's going to cover the amenities for the entire association. So if there's like a clubhouse, a pool, sidewalks, common area tree trimmings, parks, anything that would be an amenity to the people that live there is what your HOA or your condo association fee should be covering. It sounds very nice, right? But remember this, HOA fees are not optional. And here in Florida, over 70% of new construction homes are in an HOA community. So chances are, if you're moving to Gainesville, Florida, or Ocala, Florida, you're likely to run into one. Quick story, I met a couple who had moved here from out of state. They loved the community they were in. It had a tennis court, basketball court, clubhouse, sidewalks, parks, everything. It was absolutely stunning. And they were very, very happy. But later that year, they were shocked when they got a letter in the mail that the HOA was doing an assessment of $1,800 per home. Turns out that the HOA did not have enough money to cover the expense of resurfacing the pool, and it still needed to be done. So each homeowner was going to have to kick in a share to pay for that. Now, this wasn't optional, this was required. So even if you do understand that there is an HOA and you do know what the fee is, be prepared that it can change over time. Because when you sign your closing papers and you're going to live in a community with a homeowners association, you are committing to those fees whether you like them or not. If this video is opening your eyes to the real cost of homeownership and you would like to know more, click on the link in the description below so that we can connect. And while you're there, if you will please like and subscribe so others can also find this channel. And I would love to get to 100,000 subscribers because I want that little plaque that they give you just for the fun of it. And I would love if you can help me. Now, back to our hidden cost. The third hidden cost of homeownership is insurance, and that is rising fast. Here in Florida, if you are following the news, then you know that insurance has become one of the biggest challenges for homeowners in Florida. Why? Because here in Florida, we have hurricanes, and hurricanes cause a lot of damage, which is expensive to repair. And insurance companies are raising their rates to cover those costs. And it's not just the costs that come with a big storm, it's also all the little things that it brings too. So even a little storm can bring down trees, it can do damage to your roof without having to do a full roof replacement. Also, we see everyday occurrences like busted pipes and sadly, sometimes house fires. True story, because it's my story. My husband and I own a few investment properties and we have seen our insurance costs double over the last 2 years. Every time it goes up, we shop to find a way to get it back down again. And even though we can get it down, it's still not as low as when we started. So if you're relocating to Gainesville, Florida, or you're buying a home for the first time, you want to plan for this. Insurance cost is going to vary not only by geographical area, but it's also going to vary by the type of home. If you have a home with an older roof, that's going to cost more if you can even find insurance versus the home with a new roof. The same goes for things like water heater, electric, and plumbing, as well as your HVAC. So before you fall in love with any home, make sure that you get an insurance quote to see if you like it enough to pay that insurance premium. And be aware, because sometimes the cheaper home is because you're going to have higher insurance costs. The fourth hidden cost of homeownership that really trip up first-time home buyers: maintenance and repairs. When you own a home and something breaks, congratulations, you're the landlord. That means when the toilet backs up or the AC stops working in July, you're gonna be the one who's calling to get it fixed and the bill's gonna go directly to you. I'll never forget a couple I met who had just moved to Gainesville from up north. They bought a big, beautiful house. I mean, gorgeous house, gorgeous yard. Everything about the house was absolutely amazing. The roof was a little bit older. 6 months after closing, a hurricane came through and they had roof damage and saw that the roof was leaking in their living room. They understood that the roof was older, but they thought that they would have maybe a year or two before they needed to do anything about repairing or replacing the roof. But because of the hurricane, the roof estimate to replace the roof was $12,000. Here's some real numbers for you for a modest home in Gainesville. Obviously, if you're not in Gainesville or it's not a modest home, these numbers are going to be different. But for a roof replacement, expect to spend anywhere between $15,000 to $25,000. If you're looking to replace an HVAC, that can be between $6,000 to $12,000 per unit. Now, if you need to replace a water heater or you want to upgrade your water heater, that's easily between $1,300 to $3,000, especially if you decide to go tankless. And even the small things like routine lawn care or pest control, while only a few $100s a month, end up being thousands of dollars by the end of the year. So what's the best thing that you can do? Well, build an emergency fund. Open up that emergency fund or a savings account and put a little bit of money each month aside so that when something does come up, you can be prepared. Because it's not a matter of if something breaks, it's a matter of when. And if you're moving to Gainesville, Florida, remember our hot, humid climate causes things to wear out faster than other areas. And that is usually the HVAC and your roof. I would love to hear from you. When you bought your first home, what were some of the things that came up that you didn't expect that you wish someone had told you about? Drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear. And if you're a first-time home buyer or you haven't bought a home in a long time and you are buying a home and you want my free buyer's guide or you want to take the free buyer's class, click on the link in the description below. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video.